Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Firm's Growth Club Summit. We are so happy to have you here, and you have come into the session of MS Copilot in action, how accounting firms are using it right now. So you're in the right session. This has been one of the most highly registered sessions of all our sessions over 2 days. So you are not here with just yourself. You have got hundreds and hundreds of people with you in this session. Everyone is dying to hear about this session, and we can't wait to bring it to you. But let me just go through some housekeeping first. As I mentioned, welcome. You are at the Growth Club Summit, and we are powered by no other than Intuit QuickBooks Online. We love Intuit, and we're so grateful that they have partnered with us for this. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get into it. So all sessions are being recorded and transcribed. We are partnering with our friends at Vinyl. We love Vinyl, and we're really grateful to have everything being recorded and transcribed so you can see these sessions later and you can be able to download them again and be able to look at those notes as well. But I recommend for you to engage in this session, but get ready to ask questions, get ready to have some thoughts and some comments. Our speaker is going to love that. You can also get CBD points available for this session. So 1 point per session. So it's a win-win here. You're already getting some points by being here. So appreciate that. And lastly, you've got a chance to win $500. So please go online and tell us about your best moments of this event. Go onto LinkedIn, tag the firm, #Growth Club, and we will see all of that, celebrate that, and we'll put you in the draw to win $500, which I think is also a good thing. Hey, big thank you to all our partners for partnering with us on this. We believe in learning, we believe in training, and we absolutely believe in this industry, and we couldn't do it without these partners. And so super grateful to have them on board. Again, a big shout out to Intuit. This is powered absolutely by Intuit, but we have so many other partners and so many other people that got involved in this, and so really appreciate all of our partners for this. So now I have the privilege to introduce you to, and people are already talking about her in the chat. We love that. I want to introduce you to Inbal Rodnay. Inbal is an amazing person in this industry, incredibly trusted. She's actually the go-to speaker for AI in Australia. Would you believe it? So you are in the right place to be hearing about AI today. Inbal's incredibly practical, and her outputs are something that you can actually use on a daily basis. It's not all theory, it's actually things that you can start to implement. And so Inbal actually has a weekly newsletter. I'm sure so many of you are already on that newsletter, but if you're not, I can encourage you to jump onto that newsletter. She is going to give you an opportunity at the end of this to give you a QR code. You will get all the content from this session, and you'll be able to get a newsletter. So again, good job for turning up. You'll get even more resources. But Inbal is very known in this industry, and so many people are talking about her as someone who drives community and brings people together to be able to have that shared learning. So Inbal's actually creating a community group. She's got a public event in July, and she's one of the best educators in this space on AI. So I encourage you, get into that community, get involved, go to the event in July, and get onto that weekly newsletter. And she's going to tell you all about it. So Inbal, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Tell me that you can see me all right. Tell me maybe in the chat that you can see me all right, that you can hear me all right. I'll share my screen so I don't need to worry about that. Thank you. Hi, Carla. Hi, Anita. It's so good to see everyone here. I love it. Harry Lizard, not sure if that's the name your mom and dad gave you, but I'm sure they loved you. Rank these, please. Copilot, ChatGPT, and Perplexity. We're going to do that. It's part of what I want to do today. Your mom loves you. And I'm actually going to do a ChatGPT versus Copilot comparison thing to help you after we see a bit of Copilot. So what I was planning for today is let me find where I changed my slides. There I go. What I was planning for today is to go through Copilot from basics to agents. Oh, I forgot to ask Liz. I don't remember. I don't know if we have 40 or 45 minutes. We'll aim for 40. We'll see what happens. Liz, are you still here? Can someone please check the agenda and let us know? Take the 45. All right, Carla, we'll do that. Someone check. I forgot to ask. We'll start with Copilot from 45. Done. Basics to AI agents. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to make it practical. I'm not going to go through a lot of slides. We're going to have fun. Just live demo, because what could possibly go wrong with a live demo, right? We'll do that. I'll start with the very basics and then go up to the more sophisticated functionality. We will do Copilot versus ChatGPT. I just need to rename my slide and call it the hairy lizard slide, and that will be fun. And some considerations around rollout. I love the chat. Please keep the chat going. Ask questions. Let's just do the thing that you're interested in rather than what I'm thinking that you should be interested in. So to start with, we'll start with a Slido. So if you're on your laptop, just go to slido.com and put in Growth Club. If you're on your phone, maybe scan this. And if you're on your phone, you can't scan from your phone. Do whatever. And my question is, do you have access to paid AI tools at work? Now that I think about it, should be AI tool, because I don't think you have multiple choice here, but hey, choose what you can. So paid AI tools at work. So if you're using ChatGPT free, I don't count that because you're restricted in what you can do there. We've got Copilot, we've got ChatGPT, no paid accounts. If you're already using Copilot, what are you doing here? I thought this is for people who wanted to know what Copilot is and what it does. Yeah, I should. Oh, it does allow multi-choice. Thanks, Carla. Great. Are you employed by Microsoft in some manner? Not at all. And you'll hear that in the session today, that there are some things I'm not a fan of. I reckon you're an Aussie AI version of Leila Garani. I love Leila Garani. Oh, Harry Lizard, I need to know who you are. I think we should be friends. I love Leila Garani. I admire Leila Garani. Look her up. She's one of the most amazing. This is such a compliment. I need to screenshot this one. I installed Copilot, but I don't know how to use it. Great, you're in the right place. So this will not be this went just dark because I'm screenshotting the thing that says that I'm a version of Leila Garani because it's one of the best compliments I've ever received. Another one was in a live session. They said that I'm like Ellen DeGeneres of accounting or something like that, which was awesome. Trent knows who you are. Harry, I'm going to find out. I'll send my AI to talk to Trent's AI. All right, so we've got a majority of ChatGPT here on paid, and we've got some Copilots, but some are saying that they have it, but they're not sure how to use it. This is not going to be a full training session. If you don't want that, I do that too, but this will be just an overall, but I think you're smart people. You'll figure it out. All right, thank you. Let's go quickly to what tools there are out there and what I think people should use. This is not the comparison just yet. We'll do the comparison soon. So ChatGPT, we know, is the most feature-rich tool. It consistently gives us the latest and greatest capabilities. It always has it's the best. I would marry Chatty if I could, but it doesn't have a physical body just yet. Copilot and Google Gemini, some people are on Gemini, and we saw that in the slide. Like Copilot and Gemini are sort of like ChatGPT, but built into my Office environment. So Copilot is built into my Microsoft environment, and Gemini is built into my Google environment. If you're reading my weekly update that Liz mentioned, Gemini just introduced this. I want to show you this, but this is not today's session, but I've posted on it yesterday in my weekly update. They now have a feature in Google Sheets that you can have AI functions in the sheet. So I can have a spreadsheet with, say, bank transactions, and I can go in a cell. I can say, hey, AI, tell me what company this is, or categorize this transaction, and just drag it down, and it will categorize all of them. That's amazing. Microsoft will have it one day too, I'm pretty sure. But we're here to talk about Copilot. Claude is similar, competing with ChatGPT. People love it for writing. People feel like its writing style is nicer than ChatGPT. So people in marketing and people who have to produce a lot of copy love Claude. It's also good for coding and other things. Perplexity, for those of us who have not started using Perplexity, please start using Perplexity. Perplexity is your generative AI for search, and it's sort of similar to all of them, but the difference, the way I like to think about it, is that all of these guys, I don't know if you can see my cursor. Can you see my cursor? I don't think you can. all of these guys, ChatGPT, Copilot, no, you don't see my cursor. Okay, I'm hovering it over the three boxes on the left, ChatGPT, Copilot, and Claude and Gemini. They are knowledge first. When they answer a question, they are knowledge first. And when they feel like they're missing knowledge, information, they go and search the web and augment their answer. Whereas Perplexity is the other way around. It searches first and then it summarizes that information and gives you information. So it's search first. So whenever we think, oh, I'm going to Google that, we should stop and think, oh, I'm going to Perplexity that. It's fantastic for research. It has deep research options. It's great. Love Perplexity. I haven't met a person who tried Perplexity and doesn't love Perplexity. So I suggest if you're not using it, start. And then we have tools like DeepSeek and also Grok and all sorts of others that, because this session is on Copilot, I'm not going to talk long about these, but they come from sometimes places that have different privacy laws. They come from organizations that are not maybe targeting business corporate use, so not for business use. So what people use, accounting firms in Australia and New Zealand that I see, should all give a paid secure account to all their staff on either ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini, depending on the platform. You're in a Microsoft world, Copilot, you're in a Google world, Gemini. So we see in firms, I'm seeing firms, and I will not describe this in general, I'll just focus on Copilot. I need to put a sticky note here. Inbal, just talk about Copilot. Resistance that are not engaging at all. We then have observing that are sort of on the sort of going to webinars, but not really engaging. They're reading articles, but not engaging hands-on. They're using Copilot. I don't think they're using Copilot. Maybe they're using the free version that I'll show you in a moment. And then we have the dabblers that are here and there sporadically. Some people are using AI for some things. Then we have the adopters that really put this into really adopt this seriously. So everyone gets training. There's a policy. There's clear guidelines, that regular knowledge sharing and integration to workflow. And we have the mastering who've got the frameworks of innovation and know how to bring technology in. So I'll keep that in mind when I start showing you now the functionality that we find in Copilot. So the way I'm going to do that is not with slides. I'm going to bring Copilot here and start showing you what we're talking about. I'm actually going to start with an incognito window. And I'm just having a quick look at the chat. Yes, Alison, Perplexity lets you choose which model. Copilot doesn't. This is an incognito private window, so I'm not logged into anything. And if I go here to Copilot, you'll see that it's really what I'm trying to show you is the Copilot exists as a free tool that anyone on the internet can use. And then it's just like ChatGPT and Claude and Perplexity and the others, only not as good. It's a bit slower, it's a bit less smart than the others often. That's okay. But anyone on the internet can use it for free, can ask it whatever general question they want about the world. Fantastic. But the magic happens when we sign in and when we have a license for Copilot for Microsoft 365. So Copilot is a generic name to a whole variety of products that live in different apps and in different places in the Microsoft world. So there's Copilot for GitHub, and there's Copilot for Power BI, and there's Copilot for everything. There's a lot of Copilots out there. But the one we're talking about is Copilot for Microsoft 365, because that's where we live and that's what we care about. So that's Copilot that can help me with Excel, Word, etc., but also that has access to all my world. So when I'm logged into Copilot as a paid Copilot Microsoft 365 user, we know that I'm logged in like that because I have here the two options, the web and the work. The web is the one that will just answer any question like just any other AI, but the work is where the magic happens because that is linked to my Outlook, emails and calendar and my SharePoint and my OneDrive and my Teams and my OneNote and all the other products, Microsoft products that I don't remember all their names right now. So it knows everything about me. which makes it a very handy helper. So you can see here that it's already suggesting prompts that are not generic. So on the web, there are generic forms like analyze the text in this or prepare a brief for that. But in the work one, it says, what's the latest from Jane? And you can see that I can click Jane, organized by email, chats, etc. So Jane is a contact in my setup. Help me prepare for the Inbal monthly tech leaders meeting that's coming up. So this is linked to my calendar. We can see the calendar icon here, and it's suggesting to help me prepare for a meeting in my calendar. Summarize my week in the style of a comedy roast. Let's click that because I really don't know what we're going to get here. Let's click that, and it puts the prompt here, and I could make it type more over it, and it will think. And now it's looking at all my emails and my meetings and my files and my everything, and it will say something like, I don't know what gauntlet means. It's a word in English. You kicked off the week with not one, but two certificate in fluency workshops. Okay, so what we're seeing, and I had a school drop off. That's very good. So all these little references are to emails and files. We can see the little icons here. This is from a meeting, and that's another calendar meeting, and that's a video and all sorts of meetings and stuff. Okay, that could be, so it did the whole thing. And at the end, we'll see all the meetings it looked at, and there'll be some emails as well, and videos, emails, chats. So what we're seeing is that it's looking at all my life and can answer questions from that. This is where the majority of Copilot magic happens. Yes, it also lives in Excel and in Word, but you know what? It's quite a average experience with them. Most of us who have both will jump back to ChatGPT when we really want to get good stuff done, even about formulas in Excel. This here, this environment in the web, which lives also in Teams, but this Copilot chat, Microsoft 365 Copilot chat, is where most of the magic happen. So I can ask it questions about my world. People love asking it, what did I work on this week? And that helps them do their timesheets at the end of the week. It's not going to be 100% accurate. It's going to be something sort of 18% maybe good, but it will jog our memory and help us pick up where we're at. And it's telling us that I'm working on my AI bootcamp event in Melbourne on the 25th, and my book is about to be published, and all sorts of other things. Other things that people love doing with it, I think I prepared a list for you somewhere here that I will show when I find it. Things like, what did I work on this week? Who do I know in a certain company? I don't remember their name. Who's helping me organize the thing? Another one is people love asking, based on my email, what should I follow up on, and prioritize that for me. So that's a really, really handy one. Summarize a project. Where do I stand with this project? What's going on with it? And it will say, oh, for this project, you've been talking to Anita, and she said this, and she asked you for that. You haven't sent it yet. And Carla also updated the timeline of the project here in this document. So it will give me a whole overview of that, which I love. People come back from holiday and go, I'm back from holiday. Catch me up. Where do we stand? What's going on in my life? And another one is generally, I got used to using Copilot pretty much instead of search. I don't search anymore, my documents or my Outlook or anything. I just come here and I ask the question for what I want to know. So that's the most beautiful area of Copilot. I'll show you a few more things, but this is where most of the magic happens. In here, I'll actually jump and show you in Excel. So this is Excel. This is Excel, people. Hey. And this may be something that looks a bit like a timesheet that I made up. And I've got Copilot here. So now that I'm a paid Microsoft 365 user, I've got the Copilot button everywhere. I've got it in Outlook, where it will summarize my emails and draft responses. I've got it in Word, where it can draft documents with me or answer questions about documents. And I've got it here in Excel and in PowerPoint and everywhere. And some of the nice things that I can do with it, for example, here I've got dates and I want the week starting. So I can say, I can ask for a formula, which I could do with ChatGPT as well. But here I can say, add a column. The C on my keyboard is not behaving today. Add a column that shows or that calculates the week starting or the Monday of the week of the date in column C, column A. And it will look at my data. It understands that column A is a date. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So let's see, it's thinking about it. So I could go to ChatGPT and ask how to make this formula. But here it actually shows me what formula it's going to do. It's suggesting, which I can copy. It shows me the column, and I can also click and insert the column. So it created the column for me. Again, on Copilot. It created it for me. So in the same way, I can ask it to analyze data, to create a column. It can do conditional formatting, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. But and I'm not against Copilot. What I want to say, I'll summarize in a sec, sorry. We can get it to do conditional formatting, for example. So I can say highlight all the numbers bigger than this in red. Change the date. This is a really nice one where I can say change the date in column A to American format, which will take some time, and then it will, and then I can go, oh, no, don't do it because American dates don't work for me. I am not against Copilot. I think that they're good at different things. Oh, it's showing me the option, and if I apply, it will do the thing, or maybe it won't. Can you teach Americans how to use the metric system? Only ChatGPT can do that. All right, so it did that, and it's horrible, and then we can undo, which is what I wanted to show you, that we can undo the things it does. There are some limitations, like it doesn't have a chat history for these things in the apps, which is a bit annoying. And even though it's Copilot, this chat that I just had in a document will not show up here in my main area. But okay, we'll forgive it. We love it as it is because we're kind people. The thing about Copilot is that it doesn't seem as smart as ChatGPT. It always is an older, I think, and this I don't know, this is chatter that I hear, is that when ChatGPT, when OpenAI release a new model, it probably takes some time to build it in to Copilot and connect it with all the things and give it all the restrictions and all of that, because we know that Copilot is powered by the same engines as ChatGPT. But there's a feeling that in Copilot, we're using an older model. It's always not as smart as ChatGPT, and it doesn't have all the fancy capabilities that ChatGPT has. So it doesn't have the advanced voice mode. It doesn't have memory in the same way. It doesn't have, they've just introduced notebooks here, which are like projects in ChatGPT. So I can make a notebook and give it some knowledge, and then I can have a chat with it. Knowledge and instructions, and I have a chat with it. Like project in ChatGPT, this just came maybe a week or two ago, whereas in ChatGPT, we've had it for a lot longer. So everything is coming here, but a bit later in terms of functionality, and the model is not as smart a model. However, I'm not against Copilot, because the fact that it's integrated into all my systems is a lot. And it means a lot. It makes it so useful. And I know that ChatGPT now also is introducing integration into SharePoint and Teams and all of that. I can show you that, but we're supposed to focus on Copilot. Even though it's still really useful that it's in my environment, that it's fast, and that it works well within my knowledge. And it's also much easier to administer and manage. So downside, it's not as usable, it's not as smart, doesn't have the latest capabilities, they come in, but slower. Upside, it's in my environment, it's a no-brainer, and security, it's much easier to manage. So let me go through the things I wanted to show you. So what they're introducing now is the concept of agents that I want to touch on. So I want to show you agents, I want to tell you a bit about mobile, and I want to show you a bit about admin. And I'm talking fast so we can go through everything. All right, so agents, let's look at those. So these guys here are my cute little agents. Researcher, for example, is like deep research in ChatGPT or Perplexity. If you haven't used deep research is an agent that doesn't just go and searches the web. I ask it, give me research for me electric vehicles in Australia that I want to know what to buy. So normal AI will just reply, but deep research will go and scope and plan the research. Oh, I need to analyze batteries and insurances and I don't know what and I don't know what. And it will plan that and it will go and scan the internet and it will do some summary and then it will review it and then go, oh, we need to cover a bit more in this area. And I see a contradiction between these two articles on this point. So I'll search again and it goes again and again and it produces a really deep research. Fantastic. So that's researcher. Researcher can work on the web, or it can also work on my data. It can do research on a project or on a client or on a topic that will be including my world. So we've got deep research with my world. I know the ChatGPT can do that too now, but we're focusing on Copilot. I think I'm talking to the voice in my head that says, but ChatGPT is better, but Copilot is really good too. All right. So when we look at agents, if I'll click here, there's some agents that I deployed. You can see that some of them are sort of real and some of them don't have an icon because I created them. There are agents by Microsoft and there are agents by third parties. And I think that this will grow and become this big agent store that I can hire and deploy agents into my world. These agents come into my life in Microsoft. So when I'm in Teams, I can have one of them in a team meeting, not in a team meeting, in a team chat. So a team chat, a group chat with myself and Christine and Nadine who work with me, and our idea coach can be part of that chat, and we can add that agent and send it on a mission. Do we know? Maybe I'll briefly explain what agents are and what makes them special. And we can do that by actually looking at an agent. So we build agents in Copilot Studio. To be a good user of Copilot and make a lot of value out of Copilot, you do not need to build agents. So if we talked about that adoption curve before, agents, everything I've shown you so far is what the majority of users are using. They're using this chat to ask questions about their world. They're using Copilot in Excel, Word, Outlook, Teams to help use the software or to interact with the data in the spreadsheet or in the document. They use research, they use these tools without really understanding the concept of deep research or the concept of agents, without understanding the concept of agent. They use these as tools, and that is great. This is what most people do with Copilot. The concept of agent is the idea of giving the AI tools and a bit of autonomy and some knowledge. And then it becomes a researcher or a career coach or whatever it is that I'm showing with my cursor. I forgot you can't see it. Or whatever it is. And then they can go and do things for us. And this is where people start talking about AI employees, which I don't really think that they are AI employees, because employees can do, oh, Carla, you can see my cursor. Thank you. Yeah, so employees can do a lot of things, but AI agents, at least at the moment, they are usually doing a single particular task. So they can be like here, we can see a career coach or a learning coach, or it could be an agent that's great at summarizing my meetings. Like this is what I'm playing with here, or an agent that knows how to change the contact details of a person in a system. That's all they can do. But they have the autonomy to understand instructions and decide what to do and which tools to use. They have tools like the ability to update something or the ability to retrieve something or the ability to go into certain systems and deal with them. And then we get into areas of multi-agent where an agent can have other agents as tools and it can call them and go, hey, meeting summarizing agent, you please summarize this meeting. Hey, meeting reviewer, you now review what the summarizer did. Hey, summarizer, you need to do it again. It wasn't good enough. Right? It can activate different tools as it sees fit. So creating agents can be done in two ways. One is here, so I can go create agent, and this is very much like custom GPTs in ChatGPT or projects in Claude or the others. Basically, you give it a description of what it is, and then you give it an instruction that tells it what it should do and how it should behave. You are my meeting summarizer. You give it some knowledge, which can be documents, like maybe policy documents, if this one will be a policy advisor agents that people can ask it questions about our policies, or it can be a meeting summarizing agent. And so it will have templates here that will tell it which templates it should use based on what type of meeting it is. Or it can have all sorts of knowledge. It can be background on a client if this will be an expert in one of my clients. So this is a simple way of creating agents. But what we can see here is that these agents are not designed to do much. They're designed to chat with me about a topic. I can upload documents, but just like ChatGPT, they can just chat with me. But there is more. If we go to Copilot Studio, we'll see that that's not where I wanted to go, Inbal. Copilot Studio. Copilot Studio. If we go to Copilot Studio, we will see that I can create an agent. Now I'm talking slowly until it loads. That when I create an agent here, there's my agents. Loading, loading. Come on. It's a bit more sophisticated. This is the more sophisticated way of creating agents. So I can give it an overview. So you will be presented with the content of an email, and the email will be a meeting transcript, and your job is to summarize, and this is how I want you to do it. And what I'm playing with is, and if you're missing information, you're going to ask me for that information. And here are your knowledge, which are your templates. And you're allowed or not allowed to do web search to do your work. But I'm giving you tools. This is where the magic happens. So we have knowledge and we have tools. So in my case, I gave it a tool to use chat in Teams and to send emails and to get files. So now that means that my agent is going to be able to actually start doing things for me, not just talking to me. And if it comes to a Teams meeting with me, I can message it and go, hey, do the thing. Maybe it means send an email or message someone or make a document or get a document or whatever tools that I've given this agent. So that's where a lot of magic is going to happen. The other thing about Copilot is that it's a bit easier, or not easier, but it's got more in terms of allowing admin. For example, this is the admin area of Microsoft 365 under Copilot. And I can see a few things here. One is I can see the agents and connectors available, and I can control for each one of them if I'm going to allow or not allow my team to use it. So no users can use this one. All users can use this one. Specific users or groups can use this one. You can't do this in ChatGPT, at least not in a team edition, which is what most of us will be using. I also have usage information, which we don't really have much in ChatGPT. I do have the permissions. I must be looking at the wrong place. Not sure why I'm not seeing this, because I'm looking at the wrong place here, but guess what? I made... Oh, there it is. Okay, so I have 3 users in my business that have access to Copilot, and I can see how many of them are using it in Outlook and in Excel and in the app, which is the thing I showed you in the browser, in Word and in PowerPoint, etc. So it gives me a lot more information than what ChatGPT on the Team Edition gives the admin. So, okay. We looked at Copilot Chat and we looked a bit at the Office apps. I did tell you already the most loved use cases that I'm seeing. So I run communities inside accounting firms and we catch up regularly and we start with, what are you using AI for? What did you use it this week? With Copilot, these are the things that people love. What did I work on this week? Who do I know at this company? Based on my email, what should I follow up on, prioritize, summarize this project? Where do I stand with this client? I got back from holiday, catch me up, or usually, generally, using Copilot instead of search. Copilot has a mobile app. If you look up the mobile apps, so I'm on Android, so you'll find two. You'll find Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot. The first one is the first one that I showed you. It's just a generic one that can talk about any topic. But the magic is in the one that says M365, which as a paid user links to all my information. So that means that on my phone, I can ask questions about all my files and say, hey, who do I know at this company, or where do I stand on that project? So these are the two different apps. All my chat history from this M365 will show in my browser, and the other way around, it's the same thing. You can see the work and web tabs up here. The work one on my phone will link with all my information, which I love. Just going through it to find things instead of searching on the not very usable Microsoft apps. I've shown you the admin things. And here's where I'm doing a bit of a comparison between them. And if we had a lot of time, we would debate, but we're not going to debate because we don't have a lot of time and I want to tell you all the things. So I'm just going to quickly show you. Capabilities, putting ChatGPT wins. It has advanced voice mode, it has projects, it has custom GPTs, it is faster, it is smarter, it has the reasoning models, it has so many things. Copilot is a lot more basic and not as smart. People that I know, including myself, people in my team and people in the communities that I run that have access to both, do everything in ChatGPT. And when I need stuff that has to do with my files and my Outlook and my things like that, go to Copilot. That's where it shines. Integration with corporate platforms. Obviously, I wanted to put it completely under it in the Copilot side, but now ChatGPT also has integration with Teams, Outlook, and SharePoint and OneDrive. So I'm sort of putting it slightly to the middle. In terms of admin tools, Copilot wins, at least when I'm comparing here with a team edition of ChatGPT. Enterprise edition, they have more admin tools, but on Teams edition, we don't have even how the take-up, how much people use it. Are we paying a license that actually gets used? Where in the business should we push people to use more and support people more? We don't have any of that. Pricing, I'm putting in the middle because they cost about the same. I was under the impression that Copilot insists on a 12-month commitment. So I thought ChatGPT is a bit better in that respect. But someone yesterday told me that they got Copilot without committing to a year. So I don't know. Carla is saying it used to be, but they changed that. Right. So price is in the middle because they're equal now. Thanks, Carla. Security, I'm going with Copilot. And the reason is that, yes, ChatGPT is enterprise grade. It is secure. When you're on the Teams edition, you're not leaking data out. You're safe. But still, it's a third party. And still, people upload things. And still, people can upload the wrong thing in the wrong place. So there is a bit more risk. There's still the need to manage user accounts. And when somebody leaves, to remember to remove them from ChatGPT. It's still an external tool. So from the security side of things, it's much easier to manage Copilot than ChatGPT. And in terms of ease of adoption, I'm putting it in the middle too, and there's a reason for that. If we talked, clients that I talked to, accounting firms that I advised to, until a few months ago, I said you have to go with ChatGPT because with Copilot, people will just not pick it up. They're not going to come back because it was slow and frustrating. So it was very hard to get people to really use it. Now, with how Copilot has come a long way, it's much better than what it was before. And so people do use it. So that advantage it's good enough. Copilot is good enough to be the main tool for people at work. On the other hand, where I see accounting firms where the staff are a bit less out there gonna go and jump on different systems and jump and go onto a third party to use ChatGPT, then Copilot is in their face. It's in their face wherever they go in Microsoft. And so they will pick it up. They will use it. The last thing I wanted to show you, unless there's questions and you want me to show you specific things, is quickly run through adoption. So adoption goes through leadership alignment, which we may need to convince the right people to trust the AI tools. And that's a whole different talk that we can do. Selecting the right tools, creating a safe policy, which doesn't restrict people, but actually gives them a safe space to explore. I did a workshop on Monday. I think there were probably 100 accountants, and I had a Slido about policy, and 80% said their firms do not have an AI policy. I'm not in governance and in risk, and I don't care about those things. I care, but I don't care. I'm not about that. I'm about giving people a safe space. People need to know what they're allowed to do so that they are safe to explore and they're not concerned and not sure what they're allowed to do. Training, keeping momentum, that's a whole different talk that we can do another time. But the one special thing you need to know about Copilot compared to ChatGPT is that when you turn it on, now I'm not sure if I hope that you're right and we have 45 minutes, otherwise I'm over time. When we turn on, just in case we're not over time, I'll put in my, this is the QR code where you'll get my slides and you'll get who you should follow on LinkedIn and you'll get my guide for adopting AI. And while that's on, I will continue telling you that the difference between insecurity around ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot. So with ChatGPT, we're safe in terms of uploading data with both of them. So Copilot feels like a no-brainer because we're not sharing data with a third party. Everything we're sharing with it is already in the Microsoft platform. So there's no risk there. But what we do have is a risk of internal data breach. And so, oops, Inbal is moving the wrong thing. We have the risk of an internal data breach because when we turn on Copilot, it's like this genius, mad librarian that can run through all my SharePoint and all my OneDrive and all my Outlook and all my everything and answer questions. So it does assume the permissions of the person asking the question when it answers a question, but where it poses a risk is internally. So if we've shared files with each other, just anyone with the link, then anyone can find that file and Copilot can find that file, anyone internally. If we saved things in messy places, an unorganized way, and we don't want everyone in the firm to find them, Copilot will find them. And so there is a bit of tidy up work to do internally when we want to turn on Copilot. One quick fix is to expire all links that people used to share and to not allow sharing links with links anymore. Either share with the actual person with a name or put it in a location that you and that person can see. And another is just to do a bit of tidy up to make sure internally we're secure. And now it's 1:43. And I think that this is our time. So we have, if there's any quick question, I can quickly show something. Otherwise, we're good. Yeah, Copilot won't show you things. I'm just answering Harry Lizard. It won't show you SharePoint folders. They don't. So it is that blind in a way. It assumes my permissions when it answers questions that I ask, so it will not find a SharePoint folder that I'm not meant to see. But if you and Trent shared with each other a file using a link that I'm not supposed to see, and it's a salaries file, but you just shared, it's hidden in your SharePoint world team area that I don't have access to, but you shared it with a link, it's now public with a link, so it will find it when I ask the question. So that's the risk. Don't put sensitive stuff in common folders. Yeah. And don't share with a link. Yeah. When you say anyone with a link, it becomes public internally. That's the thing. Expire all links. Yeah. 1:45. Thank you, everyone. I tried to go through a lot. I hope that worked for everyone. When you scan the QR code, you get an email directly from me. You can reply and tell me if this was good. Thank you.
Thank you.